Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them, that taught us His truth. And shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push in the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect, Tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yashawan, back with a quick lesson. And this one is going to be concerning deception, all right? There are many levels of deception, especially with how intricate and how awesome the Most High made this devil, the so-called white men, the nation of Edom, all right, who are known as the wicked in the Bible, all right? And all we got to do is go to Malachi 1 and 3, I believe it's 3. Let's do that real quick, because the wicked are known as the Edomites in the Bible. All right, we got to establish that real quick. All right, in the King James. All right, so it's in 4. All right, whereas Edom, Malachi 1 and 4, whereas Edom are impoverished, but will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they, this is the important part, if you can understand what is being said, and they shall call them, the other nations, especially Israel, shall call them, who's them? The Edomites. They shall call them the border of wickedness, the beginning and the end of wickedness. The border is the beginning and the end of whatever it is that's inside the border. Okay? And the people, they shall call them the people against whom the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai hath righteous anger, righteous hatred forever. Okay? Right here it says he hates them, and I hate Esau. Esau is referring to the nation of Edom, not just the man. All right? God hates them, and here he hates them forever. Okay? But before that, he calls them, and they shall call them the wicked. Because that's how he made them. He made them so that he can hate them, and he made them the devil, the wicked. The wickedness, all right? See that word right there? So when the Bible says the wicked, all right, except for like in 1 or 2 places, every hand of the wicked. That's talking about the laborers, but everywhere else, pretty much, the wicked is referring to the nation of Edom, all of them. Okay, so now we've established that. So when you go here to Psalm 58 and 3, start at the King James. The wicked, or otherwise the Edomites, are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. All right, that deception. What does the word devil mean? The word devil means deceiver. Who is the deceiver? The nation of Edom, the wicked, the devil, Satan. All right, the great dragon, or the old serpent, the dragon, all the same, the Edomites. All right, you could try to wiggle out of that if you want to, but all you're doing is you're deceiving and you're telling lies, because the Bible makes it clear. Let's read the NIV. Even from birth, the wicked go astray. From the womb, they are wayward, doing what? Deceiving, spreading lies. These wicked people, who? The Edomites, are born sinners. Even from birth, they have lied and gone their own way. You are contrary. What does the word Satan mean? The word Satan means adversary. You're adversarial to everything that is righteous. Okay? You got righteousness and you got wickedness. All right? Jacob represents the capacity for righteousness, and Esau represents the opposite of that. You have good and you have evil. All right? And the way that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai made it, he has to have perfect balance because a false balance is an abomination to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So just as Jacob has the capacity for righteousness, Esau can do nothing but wickedness because they're programmed that way. The liars go astray from birth. As soon as they go astray, as soon as they be born speaking lies. These who speak lies go astray from birth. Okay, so you're born that way. You're born wicked. You're born deceiving and repeating the same lies no matter what. And you can't help it. And in your heart of hearts, which is your mind, you know that. You keep it under your tongue. Yeah, we're a bunch of liars. You know that. These devils, they know. They got a little secret within them. Yeah, there you go. And see, when they turn on each other, then you see a really good fight. But see, the Bible is exposing them, right? We know who this is now. Then shall that wicked be revealed. Well, we didn't know. For the longest, we didn't know this was talking about the Edomites, or who the Edomites even were, or that we were even Jacob, the nation of Israel. But now we know. You went out and did such a good job of deceiving the whole world into, oh, well, the devil doesn't really exist. Yeah. You knew that you were the devil with your wicked. Sometimes you just sit down at the end of the day and say, damn, I'm wicked. And you revel in that because that has made your day. The wickedness that you've done all day makes your day. All right? That's how you feel accomplished. If you can steal, if you can kill, if you can deceive, then you've done your job. All right? Now, we're in the time of great deception. All right? So let's get that real quick. This is Matthew 24. And Yahushai, he brought this out. There's going to come a time when the deception is going to be so great. All right? Let's read this, Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? He said, when? We're talking about time. When is the end of the world? Well, right near the end of the world, he said this. Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. They're asking him, hey, when are you coming back? And what are the signs of the end of the world? Okay. And what he answered and said is, hey, there's going to be a whole lot of deception going on at that time. Guess what? We're in that time. Okay. Not only are we in the time of great deception, we're in the time of this devil being exposed. Okay? We found out who Cain is, who Cain's descendants are. He said, if anyone find me, they shall kill me. Hey, well, we done found you. You're the wicked. All right? Now we'll go quickly to Revelation 12, because we got to understand what this devil, the word devil means deceiver. Okay? Let's read this. This is going to name who this devil is. Okay? And the great dragon, there's dragon, great dragon, was cast out. That old serpent, the one in the garden, that's two. called the devil, the deceiver, 3, and Satan, right? The adversary. So he's the dragon, the great dragon, the old serpent, the devil, and Satan. And what did he do? Deceiveth the whole world. Yeah. For God so loved the world, but he didn't love the whole world. See that word whole? Satan, the devil, that old serpent, the Edomite, the wicked, he deceived the whole world. Right? All I got to do is pull up a picture of Caesar Borgia. Right? How did he deceive the whole world? Made you believe that he was God. Okay? Made you believe that Caesar Borgia is Yahweh Shai. He deceived the whole world. Okay, so we've established that. Okay? That's how good he is at lying. Okay? Get this again. All right? Take heed that no man deceive you. All right, so we're going to go into this word right here, propaganda. All right? Are we at war? Or shall I say, is the world at war? We know that World War III is coming. Right? Has it started yet? Did it start over in Eastern Europe? What are they doing over there? Well, we don't know because of what? The propaganda war. All right? So let's read this. Propaganda is communication that is primarily used to influence or persuade an audience to further an agenda, which may not be objective and may be selectively presenting facts to encourage a particular synthesis or perception, meaning lies. Okay? This devil is using slick talk to say, oh, all I got to do is lie about it. All right? Or using loaded language, lies, to produce an emotional rather than a rational response to the information that is being presented. This is talking about lies. Okay? And the devil is so slick. He's more subtle than any beast of the field. Right? Who? Who's more subtle? What happened? Look at this devil. He don't want to be exposed. Now the serpent. Who? That old serpent. This is the one in the garden. That old serpent. Remember that? Now the serpent was more subtle. He was slick than any beast of the field with which the Lord power had made. What? What serpent? You forgot. Right? The serpent in the garden. All right, let's get that. Let's go back and see, we got to flesh this devil out. Serpent, remember that? Remember that? And the great dragon was cast out. That old serpent. There he is. He's more subtle than any beast of the field. That serpent is the dragon, is the devil, is Satan, and he deceived the whole world. He's so slick. Okay? That's how slick he is. Back to propaganda. Let's read this again. Propaganda is communication that is primarily used to influence or persuade an audience to further an agenda. Which may not be objective and may be selective, presenting facts to encourage a particular meaning. I'm not going to tell both sides of the story. I'm going to tell you what I want you to know and make you believe it. or perception, or using loaded language to produce an emotional rather than rational response to the information that is being presented. Propaganda can be found in news and journalism, government, advertising, entertainment, education, right? Religious education, and activism, and is often associated with material which is prepared by governments as part of war efforts, political campaigns, health campaigns, revolutionary. Yahushua was a revolutionary. Big business, ultra religious organizations, the media, and certain individuals, such as soapboxers. Okay, so is communication that is primarily used to influence or persuade an audience to further an agenda. There's only one thing to do. This. We got to pull this guy up. Okay, here's the propaganda right here. Wait a minute. I typed in the name Caesar Borgia. Why is this guy popping up? Because that's Caesar Borgia. This is Caesar Borgia. This is the propaganda. You understand? This is the propaganda. Religious propaganda to make you believe something that is patently not true. All right, so where are we at? We got a so-called war going on. You got some joker who is a comedian, basically a crisis actor, comedian turned president of the Ukraine. This guy is laughable. It's almost as laughable as the all-time greatest reality TV show host named Donald Trump becoming the president. Okay? The truth is always going to be the truth. All right? So, propaganda. Where's propaganda? Yeah, we're going to hide propaganda, huh? There we go. All right, so we already know what propaganda is. Let's move forward. Tokyo Rose. This is war propaganda of the Second World War. We were at war with Germany and Japan. Tokyo Rose used to have a radio show, and she would talk on the radio, and she was speaking English, not Japanese. She was talking to the American soldiers, basically, and anybody that would listen, and she would be on the side of the Japanese telling their side of the story. There's two sides of the story to every war. So the Russians have a side and the Ukrainians have a side. The Ukrainians happen to have the backing of the mainstream media. So we're being told that somehow Vladimir is Putler, Adolf Putler, right? He's the new boogeyman. So let's watch this real quick to understand who Tokyo Rose was. She was a lady, Japanese woman. This is her right here, right? Tokyo Rose. And let's watch this.
Yeah, but lucky day, you'll know darn well. I can't.
And this is a propaganda film. Okay. Tokyo Rose, World War II propaganda film, Voice of Truth. So this is the Americans pushing their propaganda about Tokyo.
Anything but love, la 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 la. I can't give anything but love.
Hello, Yankee Brothers. This is your Japanese sister, the voice of truth. The voice
Tokyo Rose
reaches out to you from the peacefulness of Japan, laden as always with love, but today also with sorrow, because of what your superiors are making you do. This morning they are forcing you to attempt the impossible.
Is that Tokyo
Yes,
Rose?
Yankee Brothers.
Yeah, I guess so.
The impossible.
And no accent.
For it is impossible for you to dislodge our forces on Iwo Jima.
Iwo
And that
Jima?
is why on this
She's got the
particular
straight
morning,
dope.
I'm filled with sadness for you because of the thousands of Japanese soldiers safe in caves and pillboxes your bombs and shells can't touch, reluctantly waiting to slaughter you. They do not want to harm you because they know that what you are attempting to do this morning is not of your own choice. They know, as I know and you know, that you are making this futile sacrifice for a people who sit snug and secure 11,000 miles away, who have never seen a grenade burst in an American stomach, or an American arm blown from an American shoulder, a people who are not interested in the headlines you try to make, who make their own headlines. Listen, Yankee Brothers.
See, she's talking about headlines and news. All right. So this is a film, a propaganda film about the propaganda of Tokyo Rose. So they're spinning it. Okay. Let's see. All right. So let's move on. All right. So what we have here, okay. Well, let's quickly get this. So, Lucky, let me get let's get a scripture real quick. Let's go to Matthew, like we do. Let me see if I can get right there. Matthew 24 KJV. All right, here's your propaganda right here. Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war. There it is, propaganda. In the scriptures. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Remember this? Take heed that no man deceive you. Why? This is the first thing. Hey, what are going to be the signs of your coming and the end of the world? The first thing he said, hey, could be crazy. The devil is going to have many snares out there. You got to be careful what you believe. Okay? And those of you that are not rooted and grounded, right? Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability. Okay? The wisdom and knowledge of this doctrine of the Bible. Okay? The one truth. Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war. Let's do this. Rumors of war. Threats. That's Tokyo Rose right there. Threats. Rumors. Do this all the time. For years now. Reports. Okay. So you're going to have two-sided. On one side, hey, the Ukrainians are whooping Russia's ass. That's all we hear. Hey, surprisingly, Russia's getting their ass whooped. And Zelensky is the good guy. He's a hero. Zelensky's a hero and Vladimir Putin bad. Okay? Threats, rumors, news. News of battles. Okay? and it can be either way, depending on who's delivering the news, depending on who's delivering the report. Well, let's watch this report. Okay. This is Don't Speak News, March 18th. I believe today is the 21st. I think. War update. War update. Okay. This is a report. This is news. So, what does it say? U.S. Army colonel, who probably knows what the hell he's talking about, tells the truth about Ukraine on what? Fox News. They can't tell the truth. They get paid. Also, Great Reset News. Okay, so let's watch a little bit of this because this is very, very telling on what's going on. All right? All right, let's go.
Rule number one of live news broadcasting: never get a guest on that you don't know what their answer will be to a question. I'm guessing whoever booked this U.S. Army colonel, an expert in Eastern Europe, will be getting fired in the morning, and the presenter is probably still choking. Yes, especially on Fox News here. So let's get into it.
So he says this colonel, what is it? This colonel is probably going to get fired for telling the truth. They're going to take the bird off his shoulder and put some mosquito wings on him. That means bust him all the way down to a private. And you can't really do that because he's not enlisted. He's an officer, so they'll take him all the way down to what? What do you come in as? Louis? First lieutenant? Not even first. A first lieutenant. They're going to bust him down for telling the truth. Now, let's listen to what he says, because he knows what's going on over there. Now, watch what the newscaster, watch his reaction to the truth being told, okay?
This is from the Jimmy Dore show. And so I just want to play this interview for you because this is one of the very few times you'll ever get actual truth, especially out of mainstream media. So here we go.
And this is a colonel from the United States military, and he's going to make a gaffe. And what is the gaffe? He's going to tell the truth. And this guy doesn't know what to do because he's going to tell them the truth about Ukraine right now. And watch this.
Okay, so you got propaganda. Fox is all propaganda. Here comes the truth, right? From the same side. All right? So back to let no man deceive you. All right? We're in these times. Listen.
The first 5 days, Russian forces, I think, frankly, were too gentle. They've now corrected that. So I would say another 10 days, this should be completely over. But the question is, what is it that Zelensky is going to do? The Russians have made it very clear what they want is a neutral Ukraine. This could have ended days ago if he accepted that. And then they can adjust.
So there's a colonel from the United States military saying this could have been over a long time ago if Zelensky would have just agreed to keep his country neutral. Won't do it. Here we go.
Borders, but the eastern part of Ukraine is firmly in Russian hands. But again, the Russians are not seizing territory. They're destroying Ukrainian forces. That's their focus.
Colonel, it sounds like you don't approve of Zelensky's stand.
Oh, I think Zelensky is a puppet, and he is putting huge numbers of his own population at unnecessary risk. And quite frankly, most of what comes out of Ukraine is debunked as lies within 24 to 48 hours. The notions of taking and retaking airfields, all of this is nonsense. It hasn't happened.
He's not a hero. I mean, he's standing up for himself and his own people. You don't think he's a hero?
No, I do not. I don't see anything heroic about the man. And
we're going to find out just who he is right after this. Oh, you don't think he's a hero? Listen to this devil. He's being slick right now, like the Grinch.
Himself and his own people. You don't think he's a hero?
No, I do not. I don't see anything heroic about the man. And I think the most heroic thing that he can do right now is to come to terms with reality. neutralize Ukraine. This is not a bad thing. A neutral Ukraine would be good for us as well as for Russia. It would create the buffer that, frankly, both sides want. But he's, I think, being told to hang on and try to drag this out, which is tragic for the people that have to live through this.
I'm inclined to disagree with you, Colonel, but
What can I do? I can't say I agree with you. I'm getting paid by the people who are profiting off this war.
And that's exactly the point. Stuart Varney's getting paid by the people profiting off the war, so he can't tell the truth, but he knows darn well what the truth is. You could see it on his face as the colonel was speaking there. He looked rather shocked that the truth was actually coming out. But there it was, and there it is. That is the truth, guys. Everything that comes out of Ukraine as far as, we're retaking airfields and, the ghost of Ukraine and, the guys on the Snake Island thing, all ends up being debunked as lies within 48 hours, just like the colonel said.
Okay, there we have that propaganda. All right, well, let's find out who this guy is. Let's see if we can. Let's type in what is Z-E-L? Yes. K-Y. Zelensky. Let's go here. Let's go here. Now, this guy is supposed to be the president of the Ukraine at this moment. Okay. Comedian who could be president 3 years ago. Who could be, wait a minute, what's this? Before the Trump scandal, this is 2 years ago. How comedian Zelensky became Ukraine's. Does anybody know this? This guy, Volodymyr Zelensky, 2016, playing piano with his that. Okay. This is the president. This is no different than Donald Trump, the all-time greatest reality TV show star. You're fired, being the president. All right. Let's go back here. Let's go back here real quick. Take heed that no man deceive you. Okay. Take heed. Look at this guy. Which one do we watch? Which one do we watch here? Okay. Let's watch this. BBC News 3 years ago. Of course, there's a damn distraction.
Здрасте. Василий Петрович Голобородько? Да. Доброе утро, господин президент.
Wait, what did that say? The line between fiction and fact. See, this is him in some play. Clearly, there's some sitcom, and they got the government coming in the sitcom about to make him the president. Okay. Ronald Reagan was an actor. Okay. Arnold Schwarzenegger. How far do we have to go into this thing? All right.
Здрасте. Василий Петрович Голобородько? Да. Доброе утро, господин президент.
Wait a minute. I gotta. Okay. What does this go to? Read this. In Ukraine, the line between fact and fiction has become blurred. Propaganda, lies, let no man deceive you. Okay? You're being deceived. All right? By anything they put on mainstream media or otherwise. Okay? They got people on the internet with these channels and stuff pushing straight up bullshit. So let no man, hey, the serpent was more subtle. than any beast of the field. Watch.
Привет, как дела? Серьезный день, ребята. Как настроение? Класс? Це не фейк, і я дуже серйозно відношусь до нашої країни, до життя кожної людини.
И вот здесь, понимаешь, теперь они заставляют детей в будки ваши строить. Знаешь, почему у нас жизнь собачья? Да потому что мы свой выбор с тобой начинаем в будках. Понятно? А выбирать-то не из кого. Из двух пи***цев выбираем меньше. И так 25 лет подряд. Ты же знаешь, что это есть? Да, при решении этого вопроса будет учитываться специфика. Уважаемые журналисты, я прошу прощения, я не готов к этой пресс-конференции. А совместить физкультуру, спорт, если хотите, изучение украинского мова. Первая причина, конечно же, они хотели бы видеть в президентах такого человека, как Василий Голобородько, с такими, самое главное, моральными ценностями. А второе, конечно же, это ответ всему политическому.
You see this bullshit? All right, so let's do something. Let's go here. Now let's type this into a search. Let's go Zelensky. Okay, and of course they have upgraded, you know, all this was 3 years ago. What we just watched was 3 years ago. Whatever's going to come up now is today. Okay, now look at this. Nothing about being a comedian playing the piano with his nuts. Okay, look, there's Zelensky. Now let's type this in. All right, look at that. Look at this. I should just take this out. Let me see if I can. See what happens here. So Lockett, bear with me. Okay, that's good. All right. So we have that. Now let's do this. And let's make a comparison. Uh-oh. Wait. Wait now. Which one do we get? The bad guy. Did they make this guy up too? They used him. Didn't they use him? This is the same thing. A little older. The same thing. This goes back. And of course they put this guy to death. All right. You see where we're going with this? This is him today. All right. You see this? See these cults of personality? Let's do this. What's this guy's name? Libya. What's his name? The one they killed over there. Well, let's do this first while I'm thinking of the name. Uh-oh. Same thing. Let's get this one. Now let's get this guy. This guy. Mumor. Uh-oh. Here we go. What are we doing? Let's get a good one here. get one that fits into what we're doing. What are we doing? What are you doing? Mumwa. They killed this dude for not playing ball. Oh no, you're not going to sell nothing in gold. We will put you down like we put you up. Let's see. Come on, Momar. Give me a good one. I guess this one will do. Where did he come from? Whose side was he really on? Because he was cool while he was playing ball and doing what the hell he was supposed to. Come on, Mumar. Give me a young one. I know you were in there for a while. Wow. Put that in there. Mumwa. Let's throw this one up. All right. So can you see what's going on here? All right, let's see. What we got? Okay. Okay, so this is Zelensky. This is, who's that? Castro? You see what's going on? Saddam, Gaddafi. Who's that? Who's that? Is that Stalin? Come on, quit Stalin. All right, you see this? This guy's the good guy. What about Vlad? About Vlad Tepes here. Can you find a bad one of Vlad? Where's Vlad in his green? You got him all presidential. Come on, Vladimir. Oh, what was that? I had one. Look at Vlad right here. That's crazy. Let me see. Let's get that. Let's get Vlad. Woo! Slovakia. All right. There's Vlad. You see what's going on? Right now, Vlad's the bad guy, but he's the hero. How is this guy the hero? Is he not a hero? And this is the bad guy? Well, he was a hero once. He was a hero once. Okay? When they were fighting the Persians in the 80s, this was a good guy. Okay? Good guy, bad guy. Good guy, bad guy, good guy, bad guy. These are all bad guys now. This is the good guy? All right, so I went off on a tangent. Salakia, forgive me. All right? So let's go ahead and get some, I just thought I'd do a little picture thing there. What does this all add up to? All right, it all adds up to this right here. Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy. Who's your enemy? The Edomites. and the Ishmaelites, and the Moabites, and the Hamites. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, this fucking comedian right here. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. An enemy, and they're all our enemies. Vlad, that's our enemy too. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Okay? Well, all these guys are against us. This guy was probably a Manassite. And why is his ass dead? Because he shook hands with the enemy, right? All of them did. These are all NWO puppets, all right? This guy too, who told the truth and said that God's precious jewels are over here in North America. All right, anyway, let's go back quickly to Matthew. Let's go over this again. And Yahushua answered, this is Matthew 24:4. Yahushua answered and said unto them, during this time, what time? When shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Meaning a particular time. All right? And he answered it basically in parabolic form. All right? He said, hey, there's going to be great deception upon the earth during this time. So don't be fooled by none of it. Okay? We know who what is the real agenda here. Here's the real agenda. All right? Let's start here at 2, Psalm 83:2. For lo, thine enemies, all of them, who are your enemies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy enemy. They have said, here's the agenda. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Who said that? They said that. Even our own. Whether he's one of ours or not, he's the only questionable one. The rest of them, pretty much heathen. All right? So this would be a Judas goat, a turncoat, and they put his ass down. All right? Let no man deceive you. Know who your enemy is, all right? Okay? So with that, we hope that the elect were edified. Let no man deceive you. All right? We're in the time of great deception. We hope that the elect were edified with that shalom.